Web3. Okay, so welcome everyone to the 7th week of the NEAR Certified Researcher Program. This is the 6th module, and it is part 2 of that module. This module is specialized topics in blockchain. We've been going through this course for a few weeks now. The first 4 weeks were just intro topics that I felt, that everyone should know about when thinking about Web3 research. Then we kind of went through, I should label these in the future when I go back and edit, but we had a few modules that everyone should go through. The first 3 modules were intro modules. The 4th module was topic selection. And then we kind of got into, sorry, I mixed that up, but that's okay. Those that were here hopefully remember what we went through, and all of the links are available for previous modules. In the specialized topics module, we went through governance first. We're going through DeFi, NFTs be up next week, and then we're going to go through gaming as well. So that should be really fun. For the DeFi category, I did want to be very clear before we got too deep into it. We've been kind of shying away from most price discussion. Last week, for example, we talked about meta governance and Metapool DAO. And part of the homework, hopefully many of you guys took part in the homework. Hannah, thank you very much for your submission publicly. It was great to see. Actually, maybe we'll go through that very quickly, just so everyone's clear about what exactly I'm talking about. But here's Hannah's homework assignment with a screenshot talking about their different voting initiatives and just talking about how they kind of went out, took part in voting on the platform, and they, Hannah, for example, earned some token from Meta tokens through a couple of bounties actually, in the Web3 space. So you don't have to buy those tokens; you could always earn them as well. In DeFi, generally at NEAR, we're usually thinking about ref finance, but again, we're usually thinking about the data from ref finance, thinking about how to research DeFi more than how to make money with DeFi or how to trade well. With that though, when we think about DeFi on NEAR, it is a lot of times all about the numbers, all about the money, let's say. And so a lot of the numbers do have to do with money, but a lot of them don't. So for example, I will pull up pikespeak to see if it is working today. So one of the problems actually that I've been having is trying to look at money on pikespeak. They have a new logo and new branding. Let's see if, okay, this is actually working a lot better than before. So we're gonna look at Meta just because it's already here and we're trying to be impartial. But you do get some money numbers, right? So how much are things worth? But then there's also some other values, like how many is someone holding, or how long ago was this interaction? So for example, some other numbers that we can start looking at about tokens or about DeFi, for example, is what's the total supply of the token, right? That's something that we might be looking at. What's the market cap, which is another money number, taking total supply, well, the circulating supply, and multiplying that by the current amount of tokens that are, the price of that token. So circulating supply by price, and that gives you the market cap. How many holders? This could be a very good indication. Again, not necessarily a money number, but an indication of maybe the health of a token. So for example, if you look at Meta, it has 6.15 thousand holders. If you go to Burr, which is a large ecosystem DeFi token, it actually took a really long time to load. I shouldn't have switched that live. But that was problem number 1. So problem number 1 is that all the dashboards that I have found, so pikespeak being the main one that works, have a very long loading time. I know some of you have been asking questions about the blockchain operating system and about the boss in general. There are data gateways on near.org. So discover gateways, NEAR social, none of these. NEAR Atlas, I'll try and share the link to this quickly. So NEAR Atlas is also a data gateway, right? And someone built this on Boss to allow you to sign in and be on Boss and check out what's going on in the ecosystem. So it was another way to look at what's happening in the economy, but not as much in some research notes. So NEAR Analytics Digest. So you can, look at some of the official research that's come out about NEAR. But you can go to the main link, you can go to the research tab, and you can see, okay, well, what are other people writing about NEAR? This is not specifically DeFi, but again, this is like, if you're thinking about how to take some of what you see here and maybe create a dashboard specifically for DeFi on Boss. I've been showing us a similar way that you could start, providing a research summary based on general NEAR activity. But you can imagine you could be talking about, how many monthly active accounts do you have for Ref Finance and for other DeFi applications on NEAR? How many are new users versus how many are old users? And this is not a money number. This is a number that you'd be checking something like pikespeak and trying to see, okay, well, if the meta token is meta-token.near, and we should be able to see a lot more data. So again, we're looking at the meta token, but we want to see more than just, so for example, when we go to Ref, we launch this application for Ref Finance, we can see some data right away. If we just wanted to, let's say, swap the meta, we want to go to the pro option, right? We can already see some data. We can even take a year chart. We can start seeing some high prices, some low prices, how much was sold at those prices or bought at those prices. Some pretty good data. But when you come to a platform like pikespeak, you can actually see how many new users interacted with that token over the past 30 days. So you can see there's actually been a growth of users recently, which is, could be interesting. Daily transactions for users, user retention for different months. So again, there's a lot to do with DeFi that has to do with numbers, a lot that doesn't have to do with numbers, and pikespeak generally tends to have a lot of information about that. I know we've gone through pikespeak as a class already. So again, I don't want to dig too much into what pikespeak has to offer and how to use it. DDA did a wonderful job in that class. And if you missed any of that, you can go back to the previous recordings and see the DDA product manager of pikespeak kind of take us through quite the rundown of what pikespeak can do. A lot of people might not understand, let's say, how to then evaluate that token and understand, okay, well, how many other people are holding it with me, right? So how many other people are this is unique users, but how many people are currently holding the token alongside me? So these are a lot of different kinds of interactions that people might want to look into, or like other people that are holding this token, how many of them are whales and how many of them are like sandies, and how many of them are whales. They don't let you dig in too much yet, but again, you can imagine that you can dig into all these details on your own. We are going to move into topic selection. So hello everyone, this is the class 5 topic selection class. If you see your name and topic here, that is a good thing. So Rhoda, NDC election information, me, New UX Spanish-speaking contributors, Gabby, I have to go through yours. I saw you added some links, so that's awesome. Gender Web 3, Henna, DeFi and Ref Finance, Neblar, crypto and blockchain. Oh, so Neblar, I did give you feedback. I'm not sure if you had a chance to kind of take that back to your own document and update yet. Just let me know. But again, if you see your name and topic here, that's awesome. Thank you, Hannah, very much for sharing the pikespeak recording. So if anyone wants to go back and watch that one. And if you don't see your name here, please let me know or what topic you'd like to pick. Again, the topic is anything you'd like. We did have some previous classes trying to help guide students. But again, you can pick a topic about DeFi, a topic about NFTs, a topic about governance, or anything else. So the end date for the course is January 6th. We will not have any more classes after the 6th. And students are more than able to submit their assignments on the 6th. I will continue working with students, throughout December. I will definitely not be responding to anyone over Christmas for about a week or two over Christmas. But then in the new year, again, we can start working with assignments before January 6th. After January 6th, I will personally not be accepting assignments, but we're gonna, kind of have a graduation type of thing. Whoever handed an assignment will get a passing grade, and we'll airdrop you hopefully an SBT if the NDC figures their stuff out by then. If not, it'll just be an NFT kind of probably just airdrop to your account. So you're thank you for participating and completing the course. And we'll definitely announce you on an official DAO announcement, and try and put you in like a DAO group specifically for like alumni or graduates, just to kind of signify the people that did, and we can hopefully use that in the future. But we are going to be switching it over to bgem very shortly. Again, if anyone has any questions about the homework assignments or anything like that, please let me know. And I just very quickly wanted to go through some of the lower half of Ref's homepage, and then we're going to hand it over to bgem and we can talk about, researching DeFi on Near. But again, just two main things when thinking about research and DeFi on Near. So one of them is that a lot of times when you're doing research, things are going to be automated. So in the beginning, you might come up with a story, right? Or an idea. So let's say that, I think that Metapool DAO's new governance initiatives are increasing the amount of holders and making the holders more engaged in what's happening, right? That's my story. That's my idea. So then I would go onto pikespeak, right? And maybe I would look up Meta token, and maybe I would look up the number of transactions over, let's see, not letting me, there you go. Let's just do 30 days. It's not giving me, there you go. This is what I was looking for. So this is the daily active users, and this is how many transactions they're making on that token. So again, you can see that, yes, you're getting new daily users on average. Are they more active on chain? Potentially not. And then you can go into seeing what they're actually doing. But again, that's more in depth. Let's keep it very simple for now. That's my topic, and that's what I am studying about. Generally, I would then have to automate, what I'm planning on doing in a sense. So if I'm planning on doing any forward-looking research, so again, there's backwards-looking research, like taking what's already happened on refi and moving forward. Then there's forward-looking research where you would have to automate, and you can use the Ref SDK for that. I'm sorry, I did mix up my thought process there. But the idea was, that we have backwards-looking information in DeFi, which has already been done. So a trade's already been accomplished, which is where we do something like a dashboard like pikespeak. And there's forward-looking interactions where we can use an SDK, which is basically like a code that the Ref team has already put together to make it easier to interact with Ref Finance. So if you wanted to make like a trading bot, for example, to keep Ref within a certain, sorry, I don't want to go too deep into like DeFi flows. I'm trying to think of like the simplest examples. We should at least get this. So just very high level. Again, this course is meant to try and keep things high level for people to kind of dig into things later on if they'd like to. But looks like a lot's coming soon. Very interesting. There was a lot of big fanfare and excitement when the SDK did come out. But it seems like for now, all you can do is swap. So maybe good thing we're looking to it on the class, and maybe isn't as useful. There was other things like being able to vote. Oh yeah, voting never came out. But anyways, yeah, bear market fun. But the general idea is that there's code here that helps you automate being able to trade. So maybe not as helpful for researchers without all of the extra interactions. But what is more useful is kind of the documentation for understanding how things work. So here are the ref docs, and I'm kind of going to share this and kind of be quiet for a bit. But the ref docs are not only just good for how Ref Finance works as a DeFi kind of platform, a decentralized finance platform, but it also goes through some governance information. So how they decided to do governance. So we talked about governance last week. There's some tokenomics about how the token got started, about Ref specifically, and how they decided to release their token. So you can dig into backwards-looking information. And you can also look into forwards-looking information. So for example, Genesis and token launch efficient, you could actually start looking at back on the Ref token, the XREF token, and forward-looking on how much, if you run a trading bot, for example, how active are the trades inside of it. But yeah, you can see like who wrote some of this code. So some big names worked on the Ref code. But again, like last time, all the security information is here as well, which I think is really important. So as a research topic, again, some of the non-financial information could be about, assessing the different security of DeFi applications in the Web3 space, for example. And so all of the security information is here. So all of the contracts that are able to be used, the Guardian contracts that help secure, and everything else. So I don't want to go into too much more detail. We have bgem, who is a professional DeFi research individual, analyst here to help us out. So yeah, without further ado, I will stop sharing my screen soon. I'm just going to leave it up on this for now.
My name is bgem, and then I'm here to just to show you some stuff about DeFi, and then give you some knowledge about what DeFi is and DeFi projects on here, and how to do some little research on it. Actually, I can just start by working on some couple of stuff. I don't know if there has been a DeFi class, but what I prepared, I just I started with the basics about DeFi, trying to explain what DeFi is, and then going down to talking about DeFi protocols on here. So I don't know, but I feel like I should just try to explain the basics first. I love to say DeFi is an acronym for Decentralized Finance. Is a way whereby we bring our financial activities into the blockchain, to make it decentralized, so that every activity that's being carried out, every transaction that is being carried out is going to be without a central body. Let's think about our normal financial activities. When we are trying to transfer money from one person to another with our local banks, it's going to go through a central body. But with DeFi, you can just do that without being in control of the central institutions, like banks or other financial institutions. So for DeFi to work out, there is a program that is being built which makes DeFi to be something that works out without a central body, and that is called smart contract. A smart contract is a program which is designed to execute instructions based on what has been programmed in the stuff. You understand? Like it executes program based on the terms and conditions that has been coded into the program. Let's say, for example, now using a decentralized exchange, I want to try to swap a token to another. It is the work of the smart contract to try to confirm if I have the token that I'm trying to swap. Understand? So it's going to confirm if I have actually the worth of the token I'm trying to swap, and then it's going to swap it to the token I'm trying to swap to. So that is like the work of a smart contract. It makes sure that the transaction goes successfully. Depending on what has been programmed in it. You understand? So smart contract works in different protocols on DeFi. It works in DEX, it works in lending and borrowing protocols, it works in liquidity provision and whatnot. So, smart contract is the basic stuff that makes DeFi possible. So, there are some apps that is being used in DeFi, which, in order to explore the DeFi world, we have different apps that we can use, and they are called D-apps, which means decentralized apps. So these apps are the gateway through which we can explore the DeFi world. So talking about centralized apps, we have some kind of centralized exchanges. So these are the apps which we can use to swap tokens from one to another. Now, I'm sure most of us here know about cryptocurrencies. So talking about exchanging cryptocurrencies, we go to some centralized exchanges like Binance or I don't know whatnot. So, but in the world of decentralized finance, we use something that is called decentralized exchanges, which carries out transactions without a central body. There's nobody that's going to control how you're going to send the funds or the amount of funds you should transfer. You understand? So, and we have an example of centralized exchanges such as the Ref Finance on the Near protocol, and one of like MarketSwap, Uniswap, and that like that. So also we have something that's called a launchpad. Whenever a protocol is going to launch, a DeFi protocol is going to launch in any blockchain, a launchpad will be used, to be able to launch the project, to be able to evaluate the capacity of the project, and then to be able to, make it something that the general public can consume. So we have launchpads. Also, we have some lending and borrowing protocols, as a DEX through which we can stake our tokens, and then also we can provide liquidity to earn yields. So yeah, talking about DeFi on here, I would love to go through DeFi Llama. So DeFi Llama is an application where we check through the total value log of tokens on DeFi. Total value log is the measurement through which we can measure the strength of a DeFi project. Talking about the near ecosystem. Okay, I think I should be sharing my screen now. I'll be going to the DeFi Llama to check the TVL of near protocol and then some other DeFi projects that is included in the protocol. So, and then now we can just make a little research about the strength of the token and its use. You can just go through the search here. So you can just search for the near ecosystem.
DeFi Llama is great. It's an open source, free resource for the Web3 community. And I think it's a great indication of how anyone can just start showcasing data to the world and provide a use case to the community in a research capacity. So I dropped the link above as well in the channel, and people can take a look for themselves.
Yeah. So so just to say, this is the total value log of the net protocol. So which means all the tokens that were logged in the near protocol ecosystem. So the near has $45 million in TVL. So and then it's not only that, all those TVL includes the logs from all these projects that were there. We have the Bureau chain, and we have the Bureau, Metapool, Refinance, Orderly Network, Phoenix, and so on like that. So each of these projects were contributed to DeFi on the near ecosystem, and then Bureau is a lending and borrowing protocol on the near blockchain, whereby you can borrow tokens by providing a collateral, probably in the near token or in ST8. So we can borrow tokens with collateral in Bureau, and then we having the tokens that we borrowed. Also, we have Metapool. You can see the TVL of Metapool is around $21 million. So that is the amount of tokens that were logged in the protocol, total amount of tokens that were logged. So also we have the Refinance. So Refinance is a DEX, the automated market maker DEX on the near protocol. So is the protocol that is a project that allows swapping of tokens, like the biggest decentralized exchange on the near protocol. So I think I explained what decentralized exchanges means the other time. So we have the Refinance here with total value log of $30 million. The Refinance is not only a AMM DEX, it's also a liquidity provider. So you can also provide liquidity in Refinance, whereby we can generate returns with the amount of liquidity we provided on the protocol. So we have several other projects on DeFi Llama, to which we can just go ahead there to check the project, their TVL, and how much they are doing well. So let's say, for example, we are looking forward to invest into any token. The higher the TVL of the token determines the strength of the project. So we can just use that to pick any token that we can just probably invest into, and then it probably brings profit in the future. So the more things I would like to talk about is things about why the need for DeFi. DeFi is a kind of an innovation that brought freedom, to individual. It's a kind of innovation that makes you to be your own bank and then your own banker. Without having a bank account, you can have a place to save your money, and then in your wallet you can just put your money there, and then you can carry out all the financial activities in the decentralized world without being under the control of anybody. You understand? There's some period whereby the government can just feel like freezing the money we have in our account, and then if there's nothing we can do if we have to do that. So But in the DeFi world, the money we have in our wallet can be controlled by anybody, and then we can carry out different activities such as lending and borrowing, providing liquidity, staking, farming, and whatnot. So all those things are things that can be generating yield, and then we can also transfer tokens from one person to another without anybody knowing how much we spent or anybody controlling how we send the money. Understand? So I just have to give you an insight about what DeFi is, and then why we should consider DeFi as one of the innovation that's available in the new age.
So thank you so much, bgem, for the presentation as well. Very much appreciated. And yes, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to use the general chat or the Near Certified Researcher thread, or you can unmute and just ask away.